What's up?
Oh, nothing much, dude. I think we're about to get your rain, and I'm tired. So for all you people who notice I yawn a lot in the past, I'm going to yawn a whole lot because I'm not sure when your guys' day starts, but mine starts at 4:20 in the morning. So it's a long day.
And it's 4:20 because you've been getting your workout on?
Yeah, pretty much. The alarm goes off at 4:20. I'm out the door by 4:50, and I'm stretching by 5 o'clock a.m.
You know what's... I was going to talk to you, but I don't know, you, George, and all you people out there that work out. Like, I've been, ever since I got it off the bodybuilding kick, and, I told you how I was going to, like, try to downsize. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, all right, I want to spare muscle. I want to come down, but I don't want to be doing all my aerobic training where it becomes anaerobic and I get my heart rate out of the fat burning zone, And for all you people who don't understand that, that's when you're keeping your heart rate in between 60 and 70% of your maximum heart rate. And once you go above that or below that, you're out of that fat burning zone. So I got this thing, you guys can see it. It's called the Adidas MiCoach. It's a heart monitor, and dude, you gotta snag one up because it's actually so cool. I actually strapped this monitor around my chest and it sits underneath my shirt. And, obviously it monitors my heart rate while I'm working out, but it actually has these 4 levels where it tells you, based on what you want to do, it has a coach that's actually speaking to you, saying like, dude, you're out of your heart rate zone. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you right now. For all you people who are athletes or have played football, there's this thing called an Indian run. I'm sure Kevin's done them. I've done them. It's you get in the line, and the guy from the back has to sprint to the front. So you have to accelerate. And during that acceleration, I'm sure you'd see your heart rate go up. Well, Kevin asked me if I worked out today, and it sounds like that heart monitor would have been perfect because there were 3 of us who had to run a mile. And while we ran a mile, we took turns carrying a 20-pound medicine ball.
Yeah, and that's the thing, that's you see where your heart rate's going. I mean, and the cool thing about this monitor, it can strap on you have an application that you can put on your iPhone or your smartphone,
Android,
and sync it. Yeah, your Android, and just sync it to it via Bluetooth. So it communicates with your phone. You can see everything visually, what's happening during the course of your workouts. The coach actually talks to you. If you like a woman to talk to you, you can have a woman talk to you. If you like a guy talking to you, you can have a guy talk to you. But they not only do they have the regular heart monitor, but they have a couple more products. You guys have to go over, Google MiCoach or go over. I'll put the links below in the description page, and I'll also have some annotations where to go. But they have another product that's sports specific. So like if you play basketball, you wear it while you're playing basketball, and you can sit there and see what your performance is like, and you can get on and see what your performance is like compared to everybody else who's on blogs. And in addition to that, they have all these like hundreds of training routines you can use. So it's amazing what some of these companies are doing now with the technology.
Well, it's for numbers junkies. It's for people like myself who like to see the numbers, because I would have loved to seen when I was running to see if the spike would have been different when I was carrying the medicine ball as opposed to not. And the key to not just working out, but to life is just to be efficient. None of us want to waste any more energy than we absolutely have to. And this product is a great way to measure and to keep you, like you said, in that target zone. So you're not expending too much and you're not expending too little. You're just maintaining. And that's kind of what we should be doing in life. We should be finding that top level efficiency and staying there.
And that's the part where people fail so much, because they're trying to, if you're an endurance athlete, that's one thing. But if you're saying, okay, I want to build muscle, or if I want to spare muscle, then during the course of your workouts, you don't want your heart rate going up above 70% of your maximum heart rate. You just don't want that to happen. And so I was walking, just walking on the treadmill, and my heart rate, was, for me, it needs to be somewhere between 105 and, 125. And it was staying right at 105. And I'm intensifying my walk to get it at 106, 107. Then I would jump off the treadmill, hit a couple burpees or, pull-ups, and then just bam, it would shoot the fuck up. It would shoot up to like 125, 130, and it would stay up there at the top, right on the borderline of that fat burning zone, and then it would slowly creep back down. But you can see what you should be supplementing your workout with based on your heart rate monitor, and that tells you, it tells you specifically where you should stay, and that's a huge instrument if you're trying to get in shape and lose fat the right way. So,
and for anybody who's priced heart rate monitors, this one made by Adidas is coming at a pretty good price point.
let's get out of the fight game for a while in the MMA world, and let's talk about what's going on right now in the NBA. Because first of all, playoffs. The playoffs are just been great this year.
For all of you Miami Heat haters, for all you Miami Heat people who wanted to see them go up against Brooklyn because Brooklyn swept them during the regular season, do you know what the regular season counts for right now? Not a goddamn thing.
Yep,
that's why the Heat handled their shit and the Spurs handled their shit. They're the only two home teams to open up the conference semis.
Right.
And do the damn thing, because the other two road teams, being the Wizards and the Clippers, were like, fuck it, we're balling.
Yeah, I mean, well, really, not even, and the Heat aren't even a number one seed. The Pacers are a number one seed. I mean,
right, but I'm just saying teams with the home court advantage.
Right, home court advantage.
There's only two of them. There's only two of them that won.
Yeah, I mean, that's been a thing. That's been a thing. I mean, I tell you what, let's go back to, since you mentioned the San Diego, Jesus Christ, the San Antonio Spurs. I tell you what, I got to tell you, man, they're lucky Zach Randolph fucked up, because if Zach Randolph's there for Game 7, they might be sitting there in Western Conference semifinals, because they were struck.
Wait, back up. Who are you? What team should be happy Zach Randolph didn't play?
Memphis. The Spurs should be happy, because the Spurs
they
weren't
playing them.
Huh?
Memphis was playing Oklahoma.
Oh, that's what I meant. I meant the Thunder.
And I'm with you. And if you go back and look at that bullshit call, they said he threw a punch. That's what I'm gonna tell you. What, Zebo's thrown better punches left-handed in his sleep than he threw. That was not a punch. That was the NBA bailing out the new MVP.
Yeah, that really was, dude. Because I'm going to tell you what, I honestly think that the Grizzlies would be playing the Trailblazers right now. I really do.
Yeah, that was one of the worst calls I've ever seen. That was horrible. And here's the other thing, because in the Indiana Pacers thing, they have a rule since that thing at the the Palladium or the Palestra or wherever Detroit played their games.
The Palace. The Palace.
Okay, the Palace. Mm-hmm. When Ron Artest went up into the stands, they said if you come off the bench, you're automatically ejected.
Right.
Paul George steps on the court, it's there, and they go, nah. That just proves to you how chicken shit the NBA truly is. They're truly looking to protect their stars, and they're trying to make money. That's the bottom line. That's all they ultimately care about, is making money and their fucking image. And if Paul George doesn't play, that's horrible. And if Kevin Durant and the gang get bounced in the first round, that's horrible, because your MVP of the league would get I think Memphis would have won that game if they had Zach Randolph.
I think they would have won it too. And, one of the arguments that the NBA said is like, this is what they, and the analysts said about Paul George coming off the bench and stepping on the court. They're like, the fact that he recognized it and said, oh shit, and quickly jumped back onto the bench, they said that is showing that the rule is working. That people have a natural reaction, and they're like, oh fuck, real quick, like if you come to a fucking red light and you see the camera, you're like shit, and you slam on your fucking brakes. You
speed up.
It just shows that the rule is working. So that's what their argument is.
Fuck that rule. Fuck David Stern. Fuck Silver. He should have been sat for the game. If they're gonna sit Zebo for a non-punch, and they called it a punch, that was not a punch. He turned and kind of shoved him. His hand was balled up. I don't care. The guy did not cock back and throw a punch. He didn't even get ejected out of that game. I was just
Yeah, I can't argue with you, George, on this, because I do agree. They want to see the superstars play in these playoff games. They know that it's fucking dollars for the NBA. They know that they've had some crazy shit going on with the Sterling shit. So I mean, it's definitely, to have the MVP in a series playing and continuing on, it's going to be a big plus for them. You know what I mean?
Well, since you threw the word out there, I am going to take it and I'm going to run with it, because some crazy shit just happened in Golden State, and I don't get it.
Yeah.
How do you fire a coach who's been the first coach to get you to back-to-back playoff series in 10 years?
No, fuck no. I mean, the Golden State Warriors, Mark Jackson, coach for the Golden State Warriors, was fired. Now, first of all, each year he's improved the team dramatically. And then on top of that, he's got him to playoffs, like George just said, in back-to-back seasons. I'm going to tell you what, don't hold me to this, but I don't believe the Golden State Warriors have been to playoffs in back-to-back seasons since Don Nelson was the coach. Back,
Yeah, that's
back
probably
when
when Mark Jackson was playing.
Back when I had a Jesus Christ starter jacket, and that was like 91 or 92. I really think, 91 or 92. So,
It just,
George,
now,
to answer your
now
question,
with him
that's
on
over
the
20
market,
years.
With him on the market and your favorite basketball team in need of a coach, and this raging hard on for Steve Kerr, which I'm not fully understanding because Steve Kerr hasn't coached at any level. Who, as a Lakers fan, would you take between Steve Kerr and Mark Jackson?
Joe, between just those two, if I had to answer it right now.
Yes, right now.
I'd probably have to say, Steve Kerr. And this is why. I think Mark Jackson is a great coach. I think why he lost his job in Golden State. Not that I agree with him losing his job in Golden State, but it was because of the fucking front office bullshit and him not having control of the team, and the shit with his assistants like Brian Scalabrine or White Mamba, as you would call him. All all that bullshit that was going on. I think that played not in Mark Jackson's favor. At some point in time, you're like, okay, this guy does not have control of these people. Now, obviously, he had people that came to bat for him, like Stephen Curry and Stephen Curry and stuff like that.
Is Stephen Curry's brother?
Stephen Curry. And
we should probably press stop and redo this whole entire video because you have been stumbling, mumbling, tripping, falling. I'm just kidding. No, we're gonna keep going because that's the best part of the show. But
so he came to bat for him because he is a good coach. But let me tell you something. The one thing that you got to have a coach that can control people in LA, because there's a lot of egos that come to play in LA. There's a lot of distractions in LA.
There's
it's Hollywood.
One giant ego that dwarfs them all.
Right. Now, if you can't control,
when he steps in, all of the sunlight is gone. You can't see shit. It's just him and his gigantic ego that fills that entire stadium arena all by himself. And I don't think there's a coach alive right now that's going to be able to help the Lakers. Not as long as Kobe's there.
Yeah, I mean, I think Kobe stays numbered as a Laker. I think they're really in a rebuilding process. I mean, I'm going to tell you what, everybody. Mitch Kupchak is a genius. He is. He knows that. Hey, you know what? I'm not gonna fucking lose this money with Mike D'Antonio. I'm just gonna basically not fulfill his contract, not sign him to that 5-year option. He doesn't stand a chance. He knows he doesn't stand a chance of having a winning season next year in LA because it's still a rebuilding process. So it's going to fuck him up, because if he coaches a team and it makes him look like a shitty coach again going into another shitty season, then how is he going to get a coaching job beyond this? No one's going to want to hire him. So Mike, he knows that. He knows Mike D'Antonio is basically going to be like, I'm going to bail. I'm going to bail now and try to get a coaching job somewhere else. Even if it's on the college level, I still have some credibility. And that was smart. And that was genius. That was genius. But the Lakers, one thing about the Laker organization right now, they have made it very clear that they are taking their time seeking a coach. They're looking at the college level, the pro level. They're going to take their time to find the right person. And they're going to they're not going to probably hire a coach right away, George, because they want to look at what free agents. Hey, if you come to LA, you can be part of the decision-making process in hiring a coach.
How did the Lakers do in their first round series?
They did good. They managed to go through every channel on their with the remote, and they managed to But anyway, let's get off the fucking Lakers and talk about these fucking series. The Washington Wizards have surprised us all except me, because I'm a genius and I called this shit, and I'm going to keep harping on.
Negro Damas.
Negro Damas, I call. But the Washington Wizards they just look phenomenal, dude. I mean,
can somebody tell me how Roy Hibbert is an all-star?
He has fallen off. Like they were doing comparisons of players that have just fallen off. Like A-Rod did that one year. He batted like 340, and then he didn't do shit in the playoffs. And same with Big Papi. And then they just named all these athletes that had just these monumental.
At least those two had drug ties to them, performance-enhancing drugs. This dude needs to go eat a cheeseburger or something. Go back to doing whatever you were doing when you made the All-Star team. Oh, wait, your stats were comparable to Kwame Brown when you made the All-Star team. Never mind.
But you called that, George. You said, look, his stats are not that crazy. And, I mean, I'm going to tell you what. The problem with Indiana is that the only person they really have that can move is Paul George. I mean,
Dude, they look so disheveled, disoriented, and just... Dude, I saw the Evan Turner bring the ball up, and he's like almost just dribbled in a circle. He looked like a dog chasing his tail. I was like, this team is bad. They were so lucky to get by Atlanta, and let me tell you right now, John Wall is playing in no games. Gortat in the middle, and Nene, they're like, whatever. I was like, we're going to dunk on you and block everything you put up. Nothing easy in the basket, and we're going to punish you. And I enjoy nothing more than watching John Wall walk somebody down and block them from behind.
The funny thing, the amazing thing about John Wall, he is like blossomed into just a fucking unbelievable basketball player. He is so fast. I don't think there's a person in the NBA that can get the ball down the court faster than him. No, he can dribble that ball down the court faster than most guys can run down the court, and it's like, holy shit.
He can go from 0 to fence jumping in less than a second.
He really can, man. I mean, it's like fucking that. But who do you have in the Indiana-Washington series?
Washington in 6, and that's what everyone's calling. And let me tell you right now, as a Heat fan, I would love to see the Clippers versus the Wizards in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, it would be a great fucking
That
finals.
would be amazing, because let me tell you right now, not to jump off, because I know you're going to pick the Wizards, but, dude, if Chris Paul didn't look like he was on a mission in Game 1 against Russell Westbrook, I don't know who else was, because let's face it, Chris Paul's not going to shoot 8 of 9 from three-point land again, but he was he's like, oh, really? Westbrook's better than me? Oh, really? Really? Let me show you. And he got in his ass all night long.
Now let me ask you this: I was thinking about this question the other night. I'm saying I wonder what George will think how I answer this. If you pose the question to me, hey Kevin, if the Heat and the Clippers ended up in the NBA Finals, what team do you think I would pull for?
I think you'd pull for the Heat.
And you know what? You're absolutely wrong. And I knew you would think that. I'm like, George would think I would pull for the Heat. I would absolutely.
And you know
pull
why?
For the Clippers.
You know why I'd pull for the Heat? Because let me tell you, the last thing you want is the Clippers to win a championship. You will never hear the end of who's the real team of LA until the Lakers win another title.
Right. I mean, if the
Clippers want the Clippers to win a title. It'll be the worst 27 months of your life.
It's the fact that if you use this is how I always look at it. If you use the term who's the best team in LA, I'll say the Clippers. If you said who's
the real team, son, the team that's in the playoffs, you do not want them to win a championship.
Let me tell you something. When you go to a Clippers game, and Doc Rivers, he even said, he goes, when I went to a Clippers game, I saw all the Los Angeles Lakers banners hanging up during our games. And he goes, we have to do something about that. We have to take these banners down when we play our games. And he made management take them down from the Staples Center. He goes, because it just showed you whose team it was. It was LA.
Kevin, let me help you out real quick. The Clippers have the best owner in all of sports. Let's just end it on that, and we can talk about the NFL now. No one has a better, more supportive, more understanding owner than the Clippers. I mean, the man's got cancer, for Christ's sake. Obviously, he's a very open-minded, level-headed individual who really has his ducks in a row and has that team head. Without Donald Sterling signing those checks, they're not in the position they're in.
George, let me tell you this. Do you know the guy who was going to award him that award from the NAACP? He was like, I'd just like everybody to know that I'm stepping down from my position as the
because
director of the NAACP.
He doesn't want anyone to go looking in his bank account and see how that old hillbilly redneck racist has been lining his pockets.
Exactly. You know the brothers talking about, man, you need to motherfucking step down, man. You were supporting
Where is Donald Sterling from? Is he even a redneck?
You said what?
Isn't he Jewish?
Yeah.
Screaming L'chaim and whatnot, or whatever they say.
Who knows? You know? Now, anyway, let's move on to the next series. You got Miami and
Miami. It's just we don't even need to talk about it.
Miami, we're winning. Miami basically and playing Brooklyn. And you know what? Obviously, George and I are filming this. It's Wednesday afternoon, and the Wizards are up 1-0. Miami's up 1-0. I'm not going to get too excited. I got the Wizards in 6. I think I have Miami in 6. But I'm not going to. I don't think either one of those teams, the Wizards or the Heat, will sweep. I think they're going to. It'll be easy, but I think they'll run into a couple obstacles along the way.
I think both teams win it in 6. I think the Clippers win it in 6, and I think San Antonio sweeps.
I think San Antonio's got to be. I think San Antonio, the best thing they had was having Dallas challenge them, and that brought them back. I mean, the last couple games against Dallas in this first game.
Dude, the Spurs are just the epitome of a team. They are a team.
Now, the crazy thing is, do you think the Clippers will continue to dominate? I mean, you look at that fucking game, the first game they had against the Thunder, and I'm like, does the Thunder have a chance? I mean, the Clippers
it'll be
look like they're on a mission.
I think it's all going to hinge on how much they're going to let Blake and Ibaka get away with.
Yeah.
How much, and if one of those guys gets ejected, and if one of those pushes it too far, that will change the series. And
another thing you said, dude, that it has been the rebirth of CP3. I mean, he's always a great player. He's always going to give you your numbers, but I have to admit, the last couple years, year and a half, he was a little quiet to me in contrast to what he was, in New Orleans. I mean, he was always great, but now, I mean, you saw the greatness that first game of this series. It was like, holy fucking shit.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with, but dude, and it just might sound a little weird. It might sound a little bit out in left field, but if I see one more fucking commercial.
What about right field?
I'm sorry?
Right
field will come up first. But anyway, if I see one more commercial about Chris Paul and whatever he's selling and the assist and all that and helping people, I honestly think, first off,
dude, what about the Kia commercials?
The Kia commercial.
The Blake Griffin Kia every commercial is that team.
My theory is both those guys have been thrust upon us in the public, and I'd say both those two have had outstanding seasons. I think when you're put in the public eye that much, you have to step your game up. You have to play well, or you're not going to continue to get those deals. You're not going to continue to be seen on Kia commercials or what's that? An Allstate? It's some kind of insurance commercial with Chris
State
Paul.
Farm. Chris Paul's on State Farm, and he's on
Subway. I think those guys who get put in there are realizing, wow, I got a chance to capitalize, but I got a ball. Like, I have to play well. And I don't think it's a coincidence. I don't think it's a coincidence at all.
No, it's
that
not.
Those guys have those commercial deals and they're playing their asses off.
Dude, you remember Larry Johnson for the Knicks with the Grandmama commercials back in the day.
Do we really? Do you want to talk about Larry Johnson? Because you need to help me out and explain to me why his comments have gone completely under the radar.
What, Larry Johnson, the basketball player? Former
Larry
basketball.
Johnson, the basketball player, hot off the heels of this is how encompassing when a white guy goes off the reservation and says some racist shit, it's the end of the world. But when an ex-NBA basketball player who had 177 commercials says, fuck it, let's start our own basketball league of only black people, no one seems to even pay attention to that.
Is that what he said?
Look that shit up. That man sat there in a tweed smoking jacket, had the audacity to say, we need to get an NBA league with all black players. Homeboy, there are 3 Brazilians, 4 white dudes, and everyone else is black. And if they're not, they think they're black. So fuck it, you have the NBA. It is as black as it's ever going to be. Cut that shit out.
Right. I mean, shit, there's not anything much more blacker than the NBA except maybe my butthole. Just sharing that with you guys. Anyway, who do you got with the Clippers and the Thunder?
Clippers,
how many games?
6.
I got Clippers in 6 as well. I think I was going to say 7.
And then I got the Spurs, and I got the Spurs beating the Clippers because I think that running and gunning, when the Spurs slow it down, I don't think the Clippers are going to work well out of half court set. And I think if the Thunder were to beat the Clippers, they would need to set it. You need to slow the Clippers down. Jordan, Griffin, and Paul want to get out and run, and Matt Barnes is like, dude, I'll clean up whatever's left.
And this is the thing, man. The Clippers just don't. The one thing about the Spurs, they have incredible bench scoring, dude. I mean, their bench will kill you.
They're like a porn star's dick, dude. They get in deep.
They do get in deep, Okay, so you got the Clippers beating the Spurs, and I got
the Spurs in the finals. I got the Spurs playing the Heat in the finals.
Yeah, that seems like how it was going to work out. I hope it doesn't work out that way.
But I would like to see the Clippers versus the Wizards.
Yeah, I would like to see the Spurs versus the Wizards. Because I don't want to see the Clippers or the Heat in there. I mean, what's funny? I can honestly say this. This is truly what I can honestly. The Heat drive me crazy. They bug the fuck out of me. The Clippers don't. Even though you fuck with me all the time, I can honestly say I don't dislike the Clippers. Like, I mean, if they won, I'd be like, okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because truly in my heart, I know the Lakers are LA's team. But I will say, if we're going to let somebody hold the torch for a little bit and keep fucking LA warm, we'll allow the Clippers to do that. You know what I'm saying? Why not, man? You know, what's wrong with that?
I'm with you. And the way I look at these matchups, I think the Heat are the most versatile team left. And what I mean by that, the Wizards want to get out and run. I don't think they match up well in a half-court set when you slow it down, because I don't. As great as John Wall is, let him get his. If he wants to score 52 and lose, just let him. But the Heat, I think the Heat can get out and run, or they can play in a half-court set, because Dwayne Wade, as old as he is, can still score. So can LeBron. The Spurs want to slow it down and make the extra pass, and the Clippers want to get out and run. None of the teams left can play both.
Right. I tell you what, I honestly, and people, once again, I'm going to say it at the beginning of the season, people, I said when the Wizards are going to make the playoffs, and they were like, I'm crazy. I'm going to tell you this, guys, and I'm saying this again. I think the Wizards might be the best set-up team. I think just quite the opposite. I think they have a great inside game, a great perimeter game with those guys shooting threes and stuff, and they having Gortat and Nene inside banging it. I think they can run up and down the court. I think they can slow it down and get the ball inside to those guys. Those guys are physical as shit. The problem to me is taking away Trevor Ariza and Nene when he played in Denver, they don't have a lot of fucking deep playoff experience and veterans there. You know what I mean? And I think sometimes you need to get over that hump and have that, and they don't have that in some of their star players like John Wall, Bradley Beal, and some of the other, and some of the other guys. That's where I think Miami has a huge advantage. But if Miami didn't have that veteran leadership advantage, I would have the Wizards beating them too. I told you earlier, I think the Wizards probably would be the team that give Miami Heat the most fit, and it looks like if the Wizards advance and the Heat advance, that will probably be the team that poses the biggest challenge to them, because they went right through the first round. It looks like they're going to go right through the second round, and they'll probably will meet the Wizards, and that's probably where it'll get interesting in the East, in my opinion, you know?